The Madman!
Call down the vengeance of thunder!
Wait, you! I remember you. Who else to join us in the mountains but Thorum Stormlord, 3 mana 3/4, the legendary. Battlecry, unlock your overloaded mana crystals. Draw that many cards. You play this guy in an overload deck because he's good. I am a genius. Interestingly enough, Overload Shaman may have the current deck be adjusted a bit because there's a cool package that comes with this Overload stuff. It's the play a bunch of nature cards package, being led off with Flash of Lightning, 2 mana nature spell, draw a card, next turn your nature spells cost 1 less. So good in the sense of if you're planning to play 2 nature spells the following turn, it's a 0 mana draw a card. Nice. But in some ways it's better than that because it's underload in the sense that you're paying now for benefit later. However, maybe it lets you ramp, maybe it lets you cast multiple nature spells in a single turn, which is important because of a card such as Crash of Thunder. 5 mana nature spell, deal 3 damage to all enemies, costs 1 less for each nature spell you've cast this turn. Hard to say if you'll run both Lightning Storm and Crash of Thunder. If you do, that'll be a good amount of anti-aggro. Another thing that's anti-aggro is Champion of Storms, 4 mana 3/5 elemental. After you cast a nature spell, summon a 4/2 elemental. Forge with Rush. Probably want to play this with the Rush part, but if you're against a control deck, you can not have with Rush because it is possible that the enemy deck won't have minions for you to rush down. Play Champion of Storms and or Crash of Thunder, and then you play a bunch of nature spells. One of the cards that lets you play a cheap, not just one cheap nature spell, but multiple cheap nature spells is Lightning Reflexes. 1 mana nature spell. Discover a nature spell. If you play it this turn, discover another. Following Flash of Lightning, Lightning Reflexes will cost 0, which discovers a nature spell. Maybe you'll choose a cheap one, which could also cost 0. You play it, and then you get to discover another card. That's 3 nature spells by itself, by the way. And here's another nature spell. Turn the Tides. 3 mana nature spell. Give your hero +3 attack this turn. Summon a 3/3 elemental with Rush. Overload 1. If you were to run Horn of the Wind Lord, your +3 attack can be Wind Furied. Very nice. So this naturally fits the Overload deck. It also naturally fits the nature theme. So it's the intersection of 2 mechanics that tends to be good. This entire 5-card package I could see being fit into the new form of Overload deck. By the way, when you play your Golganeth and you Shargon's Wrath to draw 3 Overload cards, and the first spell each turn costs 3 less, Turn the Tides costs 3. It's a good target to play for free. And then you've got some other cards. Thorignir Drake, 7 mana 6/6 dragon with Rush. Whenever this attacks, summon 2/3/1 Drakes to attack the target first. Well, that's just another good stats for the cost card. That's a 7 mana 12/6. It's kind of like a 7 mana 6/6 with Battlecry deal 6 damage. In the case that you're using the Thorignir Drake to attack something with like 6 health. In the case that has 3 health or less, you summon a Drake, 2 Drakes, 1 will die, killing it, and then you'll get a 3/1 alongside your 6/6, in which case it was a 7 mana 6/6. Battlecry deal 3 damage, also summon a 3/1 Drake, and if it lives, then it's dealing 12 damage when you summon 2 more 3/1 Drakes to attack the enemy face. So it's a efficient card for the cost. Could be solid in a mid-range Shaman deck. I'm not sure if something like that will exist when the Overload Shaman looks to be the mid-range Shaman of choice, the mid-range /value/control. So not entirely sure Thorignir Drake has a place in that one, but there is also a big Shaman, and Thorignir Drake does fit big Shaman. There's a Tempest Hammer, a 4 mana 1/3 weapon. After your hero attacks, deal 3 damage to the lowest health enemy. It's a solid card for the cost, but not entirely sure this finds a home anywhere. Not like generically good enough to fit any particular thing, I'd say. And then we've got Disciple of Golganeth, 2 mana, 2/3. At the end of your turn, reduce the cost of an overload card in your hand by 1. So this kind of concludes the overload deck, a card you could put in there. It's not as easy as just saying, hey, Florist isn't seeing play. Disciple of Golganeth shouldn't see play as well. But maybe it is as easy as saying that because, you know, you got all these nature cards coming in and Florist is probably not really on your mind. There's only so many cards you can put in your deck, and while Disciple of Golganeth is a option, which isn't a bad option, probably doesn't quite fit. So, good solid Shaman cards. Next up, we'll see some magic from another class. Mage comes tomorrow.